Something is happening inside you, and you can feel it even if you can't explain it. Your body doesn't feel the same anymore. Your energy rises and drops without warning. Your sleep feels unpredictable, and the more you try to act normal, the more your body refuses to cooperate. You start asking yourself questions you never thought you'd ask. Why do I feel this way? Why is everything changing at once? But what if this isn't something going wrong? What if this is your body stepping into a completely different way of functioning? Because once you truly understand how spiritual awakening changes your body, the confusion begins to turn into clarity, and what feels overwhelming right now starts to reveal a hidden order behind it, one that most people never notice until it's too late. It starts quietly, almost like a whisper your body is sending you. A strange kind of fatigue creeps in, but it's not the usual tiredness you're used to. It doesn't come from work or lack of sleep. It feels deeper, heavier, like your entire system is slowing down on purpose. You try to push through it, forcing yourself to stay productive, to stay active, to stay in control. But your body doesn't respond the same way anymore. It resists. It pulls you back. It demands rest in moments where you feel like you should be doing more. And this is where the internal conflict begins, because your mind wants to keep going, but your body is rewriting the rules. And just when you think this is only about energy, something else starts shifting that makes it impossible to ignore. Your sleep changes in ways that feel almost unreal. You wake up at strange hours, sometimes with a sudden sense of alertness, as if your mind has been working all night on something you don't fully understand. Other times you sleep longer than usual, but it doesn't feel like rest. It feels like your body is processing something heavy beneath the surface. You may even notice your dreams becoming more vivid, more emotional, more detailed than ever before. They don't feel random anymore. They feel like messages, like fragments of something trying to come together. And while you're still trying to make sense of your nights, your days begin to shift in a way that changes how you experience everything around you. Your sensitivity increases, and not in a small way. Sounds that never bothered you before suddenly feel sharp. Crowds feel overwhelming. Even being around certain people starts draining your energy faster than you can explain. It's like your body has removed a filter, and now everything feels more intense, more real, more noticeable. At first, this can feel like a weakness, like you're losing your ability to handle normal life. But in reality, you're becoming more aware of your environment, more connected to the signals your body has always been receiving, but never fully processed. And just when you start adjusting to this heightened awareness, your emotional world begins to open in a way that feels even more powerful. Emotions start surfacing without warning. It's not just the obvious ones, but the deep ones, the ones you buried, ignored, or thought you had moved past. Old memories come back with surprising clarity. Feelings you haven't touched in years suddenly rise to the surface, not quietly, but with intensity. You might find yourself reacting more strongly than usual, feeling things more deeply than before. And this can be confusing, even frustrating, because it feels like you're going backwards, but you're not. Your body is releasing stored emotional weight, clearing space for something new. And here's where it gets even more interesting, because after every wave of emotion, something shifts inside you that you didn't expect. There's a lightness that follows, a subtle sense of relief. It's not dramatic, but it's noticeable, like something heavy has been lifted, even if you can't fully explain what it was. This is when you begin to realize that your body isn't just reacting, it's processing, releasing, transforming. And just when you think this emotional clearing is the main change, your physical habits begin to shift in ways that make everything feel even more real. Your relationship with food changes. You may lose interest in things you used to enjoy, or feel drawn to completely different types of meals without knowing why. Your appetite might fluctuate. Some days you feel hungry more often, other days you barely think about eating. It's not about willpower or discipline. It's your body becoming more selective, more aware of what supports its new state and what doesn't. And this shift doesn't come with instructions. It happens naturally, almost like your body is guiding you without needing your conscious effort. But this is only one part of a much bigger transformation that's happening beneath the surface. Your energy begins to move in cycles that feel unfamiliar. You experience moments of intense clarity, where everything makes sense, where your focus sharpens and your thoughts feel aligned. And then, just as quickly, you enter phases where you feel slow, unmotivated, even disconnected. This contrast can feel frustrating, especially if you're used to consistency. But what's actually happening is your system is learning a new rhythm, one that isn't based on external pressure or routine. It's based on internal alignment, and once this rhythm stabilizes, something shifts that changes how you operate entirely. Your intuition becomes stronger. Decisions that once felt complicated now feel simple. You start sensing what's right and what's wrong without needing long explanations. It's not loud or dramatic, it's quiet, steady, and clear. And the more you trust it, the more accurate it becomes. This creates a new level of confidence, not based on overthinking, but on knowing. And that knowing begins to influence not just your decisions, but how your body responds to everything around you. At the same time, you may start noticing physical sensations that are difficult to explain. Tingling, warmth, pressure, sudden shifts in temperature. Sensations that seem to move through your body without a clear cause. These moments can feel strange at first, even unsettling, but they often signal that your body is adjusting to a higher level of awareness and internal connection. And just when you begin to accept these sensations, something deeper begins to unfold. You start craving stillness, not because you're tired, but because your body needs space to integrate everything that's changing. Noise becomes less appealing. Constant activity feels unnecessary. You find yourself drawn to quiet moments, to reflection, to simply being present without needing to do anything. And this shift can feel isolating, especially when others don't understand why you've changed. But what feels like isolation is actually alignment taking place, and it leads to a level of clarity that changes everything. Because eventually something clicks. The confusion starts to fade. The patterns become clear. You begin to understand that every change your body went through had a purpose. The fatigue, the emotional waves, the sensitivity, the shifting energy, it was all part of a process guiding you toward a different way of living. And once you see this, you stop resisting it. You start working with it, and that's when the transformation becomes undeniable. Your body feels lighter, not because nothing is happening, but because everything is flowing the way it's supposed to. Your mind feels clearer, not because you have all the answers, but because you trust the process unfolding within you. And your presence changes in a way that others may not understand, but they can feel. And here's the truth that changes everything. This isn't about becoming someone new. It's about removing everything that was never truly you in the first place. Your body has been guiding you this entire time, sending signals, creating shifts, pushing you toward alignment. And now that you understand it, you can move forward without fear, without confusion, without resistance. Because you're not breaking down, you're transforming. And what comes next is a version of you that most people will never experience, because they never learn to listen to what their body has been trying to tell them all along.